Hello, everyone. It's Lauren Maxey from NC Planning, bringing you your daily counsel video for the day. Hope everyone's doing well out there, staying safe, staying well. Wanted to touch base today. We are getting a lot of questions, a lot of calls from sons, daughters, husbands, and wives during this time, being worried about loved ones, whether it's just the additional free time or checking in with loved ones more often, and worry about onset of dementia and needing to get a plan in place, and whether their loved one can still sign power of attorney documents, a new will, an updated will. So wanted to touch base today on what is the actual legal threshold for mental capacity for someone to actually sign one of these estate planning documents. Very, very common question. As many of you know, dementia is a sliding scale. And so with just the early onset of dementia, it may not be too late to get some of these planning documents in place. I always tell clients, someone does not need to have 100% of their capacity 100% of the time. It is a very specific criteria that we look at. And so I was going to run those down for you. There's certain little boxes that we need to check, and it's while we're signing the documents. And so very commonly, I work with individuals that may be sundowning and the afternoons are not a great time. So we'll try and sign in the morning when they're a little better and able to understand these items. So we also recommend consulting with a physician, and we'll touch on that. But to run through it real quick, first and foremost, they need to understand the nature of their property. So essentially, if we're asking them and what bank accounts do you have, and how much is sitting there, or what type of retirement accounts do you have? Can they kind of rattle it off? They don't need to know the exact figures to the penny, but yes, I have about this much sitting here. Yes, I own this house. Yes, this is mine. Understanding the nature and extent of their property. Second criteria is understanding what's called the natural objects of their bounty, according to the law is what that says. Really what that's getting at is who would naturally, under kind of the intestate succession laws of North Carolina, would receive my property. Who are my family members? Is my spouse still living? Do I have my children? Do I know all of my children? Again, it's not that they have to be providing for every single one of those people. It's just they understand who those people are. So unfortunately, the heartbreaking aspect is, as many people know, at certain points in dementia, we can stop recognizing our family members and our loved ones. So that is a little too far. We're not able to sign the documents at that point in time. But if we still know who our families are, the natural objects of our bounty according to the law, that box is checked. Third, and this is where we get to have a couple of discussions with the client as well, is essentially the nature of the disposition that they're making. So under the will, do they understand where things are going, who they're providing for, how much? Do they understand if they're cutting somebody out, what that entails? The disposition that they're making under their will, where things are going. Similarly, with the power of attorney document, if we're handing over a financial power of attorney to someone, do we understand what that entails? That we're giving someone all of this power to step in, if it's immediately effective, to step in right now, start writing checks in my name, start paying bills, start talking to these financial institutions. And are we okay with that? That is a big, big issue for many individuals, giving up that control. So walking through and making sure we're comfortable with the disposition of our property or the implications of the power of attorney documents that we're signing. And then lastly, relating all of these items together. And so it's understanding the full picture of what we're doing. I always tell clients they don't need to worry about the legal minutia of what I'm talking about. They don't need to worry about the definition of per stirpes. But if I walk them through what that means, are they comfortable with it? Are they comfortable with their whole plan and understanding the nature of what they're doing, and the gravity of what they're doing is incredibly important. So again, it's tough. I can sit down with individuals and run through all of this. Our firm in particular also very commonly requires physician certifications to this effect. And it goes through, you're this person's attending physician. Do they, in your medical opinion, have the ability to understand these items? Again, it's just making it clear. And so what we focus on is, if we are executing a plan with someone, we want it to be honored. We want their wishes to be honored. And a very common way of challenging a plan is to say, nope, they didn't understand what they were doing. So making sure we have a physician certification to say, yes, they did understand, they could grasp that at this point in time. Dementia had not progressed far that they could not understand that. And then again, we're going through all of those steps as well with our clients to make sure at the time of their signing, all those boxes are checked. So it's a tough situation to be in. The thing that I stress with clients first and foremost is have the conversations as early as possible. It's not easy to have these conversations sometimes, but to have the conversations, get the ball rolling, and make sure that before it's too late, before we've progressed past a point that we can't proceed, get the documents updated, get the power of attorneys in place so you can step in, take care of your loved one without having to look to guardianship, without having to go fight it out in the courts. So if you have any questions, let us know. We're happy to walk through, happy to discuss it with you or your loved ones, because again, it's all about empowering and taking action sooner rather than later. And that's it for today. I hope y'all found that informative and have a good rest of your day. And we'll be back tomorrow with more daily counsel updates for you.